Hello, I'm Eagle Gardens, Eagle Gardens 1 on Instagram, and this is episode 820.7. Of course, this is a We Nerd Weird World. Tongue tied already. Hopefully, you guys have kicked off your week properly, ready to come hang out for a few. You guys shut that bald guy up for a few. Why doesn't it ever give me comments on my end? Hopefully, you did start that week off right, ready to come hang out for a few, smoke some weed, chill. What's up, Southern BT? Firsties, what's up, brother? TV Arrington, what up? A little sunreal in the background, preach. What's up, A Nova? Yeah. What you guys smoking on? Mrs. Justin's meds. Perma Sleep 2. What up, Bright Guys Garden? What up to you? Fixing the burn one. I don't know what the fuck I'm smoking yet. Heavy duties stowed upon me to be able to judge. Holy shit, I ain't smoking that one. Yet another local cup. So I'll be smoking. What's up, Alex Hardy? Brent, hopefully you're doing well. Please, everybody, pass Brent some condolences. Lost his father this week. Cheers, Brett. What up, Jack? Smiley popping in. I don't know what this is, but it smells pretty good. What up, Smiley? Let me kill the sun rail. What up, man?
Yeah, it's a busy weekend and got fried yesterday, but
Define fried. Like fried high, fried sunburn.
sunburn and yeah, out in the hot sun. It was like 90 some degrees yesterday.
Oh yeah. Nice day though yesterday. I mean, it wasn't too bad as far as it was hot, but it wasn't terrible heat here anyways.
Yeah, it was pretty damn hot yesterday. I was out in the field helping with some plants anyway, so I was in the sun getting baked on. I was covered in sweat. It's one of them deals, but felt good. I don't know what it is, man. It feels good to sweat real hard. You know what I mean? Like even whether from working out or the heat or whatever, just feel good afterward.
I was trying to think what the fuck I did yesterday. I mowed yesterday. Yeah, I was out in the heat too. It was a pretty hot day. Wasn't too bad. What'd you pull out of the tent?
Smoking sundial. That's the guy to what am I drawing blank? Sunset Protection book. Yeah. Some of the early work, but it's really good.
That's pretty cool. I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was trying to sit here and figure out what the fuck I was looking at the sheet. And oddly enough, I get to know what I'm smoking this time. Yay! Yay! I dig it. I dig it.
What is it?
All right. Well,
Say,
this round I pulled me out number 9. So number 9 would be this beautiful, ow, big old fatty. It's
yeah.
cannon, 9 finger size pre-roll, and in this pre-roll is sherb cake times super boof times squar star guava Wilson.
Huh.
What's in this pre-roll? So, one of the few times I've been or I've gotten to be in this position and it not just be a blind sample, if you will. You know what I mean? Kind of nice. I know what I'm going to be enjoying.
So guava's like a sweet pineapple kind of thing. Is that what I was told?
Yeah, guava to me is, yeah, I guess that's a pretty accurate description. Guava, yeah, sweet pineapple.
Alright.
But and maybe it might more like a sweet banana, maybe.
Jessica's saying a sweet grapefruit. I got it wrong. Grapefruit, not pineapple.
Maybe, maybe, maybe. Still good so far, so good. Not bad for a pre-roll. At
Yeah.
least it isn't. It's what I've seen of most pre-rolls as of late is like this, like we've talked about. They're just slathered in whatever. You know what I mean? Hash, oil, distillate, something. You know what I mean? They don't. There's no pre-rolls that just go, okay, this is fire fucking weed. You know what I mean? No clicks, no whistles, no. It's just straight fire weed. Just put it in paper, like you
Yep.
should.
Just broke it up and rolled it, man. That's it. There you go.
Whatever happened to like that? I don't know.
I still do that. I hand them out all the time.
Me and I've been on that. That's the best gifts I've received, and definitely. But I think that's gonna be the pre-market, though, man. And it's gonna be just crap weed or autos, or even I've kind of spoke with a buddy from Kyle Cultivation today, and he was trying to say that they were even pre-rolls were like last year's weed, old weed. They were putting in the pre-rolls and trying to dress them up.
Yeah, it's
And
like cigarettes and shit they do. It's like, I don't know, a mixture of different years for tobacco for like cigarettes and shit. But on the other side of
well,
that,
see,
though, on the other side of that though, like what we're talking about is more like the pipe tobacco kind of scene, where they're into the different flavor. You can get the cherry tobaccos and the different, you know what I'm saying? You can get the different flavor honeys and shit like that.
I get to an extent because it kind of comes down to what when I talk about a lot is that consistency. You know what I mean? Everything should kind of taste the same. There isn't a lot of pheno selection. So on a larger scale, I don't see them having any choice but to doing it like big tobacco to where they're blending everything and then because now we're talking just like I've said from beginning, we're talking a product. You know what I mean? We're talking something they want to put a stamp on and be able to label and brand and have consistency. And the only way they're going to have that is not through a field through, it will be a bunch of different, blending them all and then fucking spraying the taste on there or whatever, and then that'll be the final product. There'd be somebody out every batch, often one of them going, "Yep, spot on, ship it." You know what I mean? And after that, yeah, yeah, I'm scared of what the legal pre-roll market has in store for us. Hopefully, we never find out, right? All right, was it me froze or was it you froze?
No, I got my dogs are going nuts because people keep coming in and out.
Oh, you were actually froze on my end. They got my voice going. No, that's funny. Give me a second. Well, might as well just cheers, Detroit, Ty, Lawrence, Alex Hardy, Christmas Smiley. No pre rolls. Oh, me. Good call. Bright Guys Gardens. I'm smoking some white widow auto outdoor. Harvested 3 weeks ago. Chopped with scissors. Nice. Sounds good.
Sorry, it's still stuck on mute there, but yeah, Detroit River has bringing up Clio, so that's coming up this weekend. You got to run though that morning, is it? You're running.
I am running Saturday morning. I will be down there Friday. So I will be at Clio Cultivation sometime Friday and then not staying too late, get my ass to bed, and then getting up and running, I think 7-ish Saturday morning, and hopefully be wrapped up by 9.
7:30.
7:30. Yeah. Light. Oh, I'm not gonna. I tell you what, and this is straight up conversation. Straight no. I went down and drove the route today. I was gonna record it. My camera wasn't fucking cooperating for me, but I went down and drove the whole runner's route today. And man, with traffic and everything, it took about minutes to drive around town with the lights and the traffic and losing the line and turning around going back. And but man, I'm not gonna lie, most of my training has been like straightish lines, straight hilly lines, and that way the hills downhills around the one neighborhood that's pretty fucking hilly. And I was like, woo, I was like, yeah, I was feeling the pressure a little bit, Smiling. I'm not gonna lie, I'm driving around I'm like, because like I was marked out too, and I'm like, this is more than fucking 10 miles. Just like, goddamn, this is way more than 10 miles. I'm just saying. But you figure it's all zigzag, little here, little there. I can see it, but yeah, I went down and gave myself a nice little crash course in reality today, and I'm still good. I'm still good. I'm still good. I panicked for a few minutes, and then I had to digest it. But I'm good. I'm good.
I'm surprised you didn't try running it already and shit. Like, yeah, that's just my practice route. Fuck, man. Well,
Yeah, you should see the route. And I'm from Flint. I'm like, yeah, there's no way I'm running this thing and training. No, they must be training on certain days. They just ain't like randomly running through that shit.
no,
No.
not in that part of town.
Nah, yeah. A little rough still around there for sure.
Well, if you're running, you're hopefully fast and in shape.
I did see a lot of people I stopped at Cloud Cultivation today, and I'm standing there talking with Buddy and fucking guy at the register. I hear him talking, and I hear a little bit of like, "Yeah, I'm here gonna run the thing this weekend, Friday and Saturday. I'm gonna try to come over here." And I'm like, I step back, and I'm like, "You running the Crim this weekend?" He's like, "5K, man." I'm like, yeah, fucking time. But yeah, I've seen a couple of fellow runners today, and seen a couple people running around town. You can see the vibe is definitely it's taking off. They're definitely preparing around the Flint area for sure. There's
You didn't give them the 5K. I'm running a 10.
no.
10K.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be a good one. I can't wait to see. I'm just I'm gonna be proud of myself no matter what. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh yeah, that's a long distance to run, man. Like, it's a 10 mile, not 10K, right? Because 10K is like 6 miles or something, or seven, something like that.
No, it's 10 miles. Yeah, it's 10. I'll be there afterwards. I may not be sitting down. I might not want to sit down at Clio. I might still be standing up, man. Tend to lock up after running that 10 there. So I still be standing up, just like hanging up, holding up the wall somewhere. But I'll be there. Applying some topicals, I'm sure.
I was
That's
gonna
one
say,
thing we
hopefully
haven't
there's
talked about.
some
I,
kind of medicine there for you. Hopefully.
oh man, well, that's one thing I'm not gonna lie, man. Because I did judge topicals at the Spectrum Cup, and so like it's been, I'm not gonna lie, nice to have some of these topicals around the last few weeks. And I'm not even gonna lie, this next week I'm just waking up just lathering and knees, hips, just yeah. Try I want these things to be brand trying to buy. I'm actually trying to like reverse time and shit with these topicals and shit. Let's see if I can't be 16 by the time I get to that line. Nah.
Yeah, like it's the what are those cells? The stem cells or some shit.
Yeah, the cannabis stem cells and
Yeah,
shit. Wow.
that's funny. That stuff does work though, man. The topicals are nice. I agree.
Oh fuck yeah. They work nice, to be honest with you. Shit, I had fucking my shoulder was a little sore today and hit it with the roller ball and instantly got rid of that like tendon like pain right there. Fuck yeah, man. I'm all about Canada medicine. You know that. I'd rather go there than the aspirin. Go grab the aspirins, that's for sure.
Uh,
So, do you have a favorite go to when it comes to Canada, you know, medicine? Do you have like, is it RSO, edible? Do you have a favorite like lotion? Is it a tincture? Do you have like a roller ball that are like,
I like the roller ball. That had like the like it would evaporate or soak in or whatever, so it wouldn't be like greasy. But some of the topicals that are more like the creams, like that you can rub on, those work really nice too. Where they're almost like a butter kind of consistency.
yeah? And I actually had a couple of those this last week. I think like this is something like you're talking about like that. Yeah, this was a pretty good one too.
I'm not a big fan. Like I mean, like something to cover up the smell a little. Like that's what I like about the one roller ball is it was more like a alcohol kind of based tincture or something than it was like. Because sometimes the creams can still kind of smell like flour. wanting to. That kind of can be a downfall of them.
I had one lately that had almost smelled like remember like the old copper tone suntan lotion, had that like almost coconut tropical smell to it. That's what it smelled like, man. It's like, well, this smells too good to be. You know, yeah, it was nice on the nose for sure.
It's funny, copper tone.
Anything new going in the garden?
Yeah, I gotta get caught up. I popped too many seeds this last time, so I gotta get caught up and get those worked through before I can pop some more.
Right on.
Everything outside's starting to kind of,
You make it stretch.
yeah, it's doing the stretch for sure. And big old bushes. I
I'll,
say that, and then yeah, I've seen my buddies, and they're like fucking 12 foot tall at least, 12 foot around at least.
nice.
Way behind on them. They need to be cleaned up and like, yeah, I don't know. Shit happens.
Well, that sounds nice. So, how big do you think yours finish up will be?
Maybe 4 foot tall. Like, I don't know. They bushed out, so they'll be about that in diameter, probably circle or whatever. Nice little bushes. It is nice what they do in the soil versus like a pot though. Like, I don't know. Especially if you had time to like prepare the soil, something like the Hugo beds. And the guys with the Hugo beds where they dig them in and put the wood down, and they're still aerating that whole thing. You know, they took out any compaction in that whole thing when they did all that, dug it and filled it back in. And it's like pretty amazing what the plants will do.
Is there any one that's doing better than the others?
Um, yeah, as far as like the phenos, I got the the two seed rinds I'm doing is the peanut butter jelly breath to circus cookies is the one cross, and then the other one is the purple punch back cross twos, and then but yeah, the peanut butter jelly breath cross, man, them things there's one of them that really jumped right up out of the soil. It's like got a ton of vigor, twice as big as all the other ones. As far as the purple punch back cross twos, those are actually getting pretty consistent. Like, I don't know, they look pretty consistent. Anyway, they just don't got the vigor. That's the one thing I'm seeing with them, which is known. You know what I mean? That's what the known thing. But the more you back cross it, the less vigor you're gonna get down the line there.
So, obviously, you are coming this weekend. Are you coming just Saturday?
Yeah, just Saturday. Friday night we got the local fairgrounds, and we're taking the grandson and my daughters. We're all gonna go to the dirt bike show on Friday. So he's got a cool dirt bike helmet now, so he likes wearing that around. And he's so funny, man. He's totally all boy, all boy, 100%. Let's take this thing apart, Papa. Let's go dig in the dirt, Papa. Let's like it's just funny to me. But I had daughters, so you know what I mean. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I never got that chance either. I had all girls myself. Very much looking forward to playing Grandpa with the young grandson there. Playing that. Last time I seen him, and I actually I was chasing him, crawling. You know what I mean? I'd let him get that 6 feet. He'd stop and look behind him, like, "Are you coming?" I'd be right behind. Yep. So yeah, I feel you. That awesome times. I'm glad you get to be young enough to still experience, some of the stuff you missed. You know.
100%. I hadn't seen him in a little while. It seemed like over a week now, but they just stopped by tonight for dinner, so it was kind of cool.
So you coming early to see me fucking run across that finish line, or you coming later in the day
I
to?
don't think I'm. I don't think I'm gonna make stuff. I'll catch you. I'll catch the results later on that one, maybe. You gonna go live? Are you gonna wear a GoPro? Go live?
Oh God, no.
No. I thought we were gonna be in your ear, like cheering you on and shit.
Oh no.
Come on, Eagle. Come on.
Pretend like someone's chasing you.
Yeah,
There's
we'll sit there going right, left, right, right.
Yeah, no. The line thing, I thought about it, but no. Yeah, no.
No.
Well, maybe next year. Maybe next year, not this year. You're like, is he puking? Oh, rats.
You've run them before. You'll be all right.
I think I'll be all right. Yeah, yeah.
If you're puking at the end, then you push yourself too hard. Then you know.
The end's the worst part. The end's all hills. All hills.
Find out what you're made of, man.
I like it. That's pretty good advice today. It was what was it? Just make sure and leave everything on the court or in the road there. Leave nothing, no efforts, no regrets behind. I was like, that's pretty good seeing.
That's cool. There's a old guy I went to church with. He actually was like the elder that was there when my daughters were baptized, but so his name's on their thing. But he was the Iron Man is what he was into doing, and he was in the 60 plus category, and he was, I don't know, he was a fit old dude, but like he started talking about that, like his times and shit, and he actually like qualified for some national event in Hawaii, and he went and ran in that back in the day, and like he was talking about how hard it was, and it normally would take him like 6 hours or some shit like that. Like they're insane, dude, how much they run and ride a bike all in one sitting like that. But they fucking, he said the one in Hawaii, because like the swim part was out in the ocean, so you're fighting waves and all that shit, to get out to the buoy and back or whatever. And then he said on the bike part and the run part, you're just running around this island. And he's like, I don't understand it, but the wind is always in your face. And you're like, no matter where it's just hard. It's like a super hard course. One of the hardest in the world, I guess. But a bunch of the pros didn't finish and shit. And he said it took him over 3 hours longer than it normally would. So, like, that's how determined he was to finish that shit. I was like, damn, dude. Like, it's like 1.5 times what you're used to doing. Like,
Oh, you can bet your ass, fucking, if I've got to crawl across that finish line, I'm finishing. I don't win, lose, or draw. I'm not making it there. I don't care about that. I've already made it. Painful, even if it's painful.
you start swimming then and training for the Ironman next. And
No, I got a bike last week though. just for funsies sakes.
swimming ain't gonna be much sharpen that up. You'll be running a marathon before you know it, and riding 100 miles on your bike and swimming whatever 4 miles or whatever it is they swim. Something stupid too. Like,
I don't know about that. We'll see. It's gonna be weird though, without, you know what I mean? I've already started thinking about like next week. You know, like, all right, you've spent several phases in your life either thinking about or training about this race. You've spent a good year plus training for this race through many obstacles that I don't even like talk about on the air, but fucking life has thrown a few curveballs, and I keep going, through this. So what next? You know what I mean? After I crawl, whatever, across that finish line Saturday, what what is next? You know what I mean? Like, fucking, you go fucking the gym. Is it back to, yeah? It's weird. I've already kind of, you know, even the workout routine. I'm kind of like, well, I can go back to like kind of do the weights again. I don't know. But yeah, it's weird. I am the accomplishment alone is like I said, win, lose, draw, or whatever. It's, you know what I mean. It just being there, training as much as I have, seeing it through, seeing that goal through is is a huge personal goal for me, and just to know that I can still set some big goals and have that want to get up, push myself to go run, whatever, when I don't feel like it, whatever, it's still important to me. So, what's next? The goal that comes after this, will it be running? Will it be whatever? I don't know. But at least I'll know that I still have the gumps in me to fucking give it everything I got, no matter what that goal is. So.
I say Ninja Warrior is next. Start training.
Ninja Warrior. I don't know about that.
Jump and do the Spider-Man thing.
I don't know. I used to
Work
bet a
out, man. You
little.
had to train for that shit. I couldn't make that course just off the cuff. Like, I doubt I could train and make it. Damn.
There's yeah, I don't know about all that. That's why today the 3K guy or the 5K guy, that's what he said. He was like, I'm usually used to, them type of races where I run, block, flip a couple tires, run for another block, you know what I mean? I'm not used to the straight out just endurance run. That's why I'm only, trying the 5K this year. Doesn't matter, man. As long as we're out there doing it. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I can't see myself flipping tires and shit, and all that good shit. I ain't got that kind of time. Just see me fucking flipping tires along M55. Back and forth to the gym. Yeah.
There you go. That's funny. Are you Irish or Scottish at all? You get in the Celtic
I
games?
do have a nice vein of Irish in me.
There you go. You can get in the Celtic games, start throwing big caber toss or whatever they do, and chuck a big rock so you can throw the big rock the furthest. It is funny, kind of. It's like the old games. I can throw this big log farther than you or whatever. That was the game, you know what I mean? Yeah, see that rock right there? We'll see who throws that furthest.
I do remember the simple games like that and shit.
Yeah.
Fuck, as far as that goes, when it was cutting trees, it was just like who could make those cuts the fastest. Shit. Like kind of hot saw bullshit.
There you go. You can get into chainsaw competition. Them guys are ripped too. To lift that big V8 powered chainsaw through the thing.
I won one of those hot. I tell you what, I am not a gambler, but I one night long, long ago, I got all fucking drunk and somebody talked me into fucking playing poker. And I played a few hands of poker and I ended up like cleaning out. I cleaned up pretty good. And in that few hands of poker, I won one of the motherfuckers that had practically, it's almost a fucking V8 engine with a fucking 2-foot blade is basically what it was. And that thing was heavy as fuck, but that thing would cut through just about anything in seconds. Yeah, I used it once or twice, and I think I offed it in another bet, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But
It's pretty awesome. There's this one purpose, just rip through that log as fast as you fucking can. They do too. It's pretty crazy.
as much as they weigh, that damn thing could be fucking dull and fucking push its way through there. Cheers, Rez.
Cheers, Eagle. Cheers, Smiley. Cheers, Chad. How's everybody doing tonight?
What's that SoCal?
Pretty
fucking-
good.
I jumped out and listened to a couple songs. Hey, SoCal. I didn't see him come in. Before I got on, last thing I heard was Peanut Butter Breath. Not like 15 minutes ago, I think.
Yeah, peanut butter jelly breath.
After I just got done eating some peanut butter, I was like, "That's pretty wild."
It's got
Peanut butter goes good with peanut butter goes good with Guinness. Just don't ever do the Guinness.
Have you ever had the peanut butter breath? The smoke, the flour? Peanut butter?
No, sir. Bring some to the race on Saturday. I'll smoke it.
Are you going Saturday? You gonna be there?
I'm gonna try, man. Everything in me is trying to get out of here by Wednesday, but we'll see.
Shit. Hell yeah. That's gonna be sweet.
Yeah, I haven't found a place to motel or where I'm gonna stay yet, but yeah, I'm hoping to swing through Lansing first to make a stop or two, just for some spots, not any people, and then head across. We'll see what happens. I'm always up for direction change, but yeah, I was hoping to be in Flint on Friday so I could go to the Clio Cup on both days.
Hell yeah.
The Clio Cultivation Cup.
That's
Yeah,
so
man.
sweet, man. Yeah, we'll be there Saturday afternoon. So
I figured Eagle says something about maybe somebody being at the start line. I was like, well, I'll see if I can get there. I think I can.
yeah. That'd be dope.
I'm not. My brother's buying the house, so I've been busy moving furniture, and everybody had to kind of pick what they wanted. Right? There was a list. He didn't get so much to pick because just the way it worked out, he was getting all the remainders. In these sort of situations, if you start arguing about stuff, it'll go right to sale. The person in charge would be just like, we ain't doing that. You're either going to be nice and kind about this, or we're just going to, it's just stuff to the other three of us. I mean, it's sentimental, but I don't want to buy the house. I was going to thought about it, buy the house. I'm up the price. And she said, the lawyer said, if you guys can't come to an agreement about this, you can both bid on it and on the front lawn. I said, I ain't doing that. I said, never mind. I don't need to up the bid. I don't need to. I'm making this easy. I'm getting out of here. You can have it. But, hey, Brett Anderson, if you're out there, my heart goes out to you, man. It really does. I feel your pain. Bro, Eagle told me earlier. Was that yesterday, Eagle?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So I was thinking about you tonight as I was out adding some black gold soil out of my parents' yard to the top of their graves to go with water. I've been going watering every day. So I was thinking about you, man, and anybody out there hurting like that. Nothing wrong with sitting back and having a little smoke. And me right now, a little bit of drink every time I get home, a little more. It's just not drunk, right? But yeah, lawyer, it may actually be wrapping up, man. It's been 2.5 months, and it's good, man. No arguments, just picked a couple pieces of big furniture. You'd like two of these. You'd like these pieces, Eagle. There's one my sister's taking, a writing desk on the back. I would like to take pictures of and dimensions. And I was going to ask you if you could make a custom piece. I'd pay for it if you can make it.
If you can bring me pictures, I can duplicate this shit. You give me pictures and that, I can duplicate it.
It's a writing desk, like an old English writing desk. Like what are they, like 2.5 foot wide? They got the one flip up lid on it. It's got those built-in hinges. That's what I like about it. Man, there's a couple tables in this house that you look at them, you're like, holy shit, you don't see it on close examination, but this thing folds like 2 and 3 times and becomes a table that's much bigger. And it's like, wow, she just got these. The people doing the appraisals in his house are walking by, and he's like, oh, that piece right there? He said, that's interesting. And I go to the one. My brother was like, yeah, you can take that cedar chest if you have one, if you can get me one made just like it. And I'm like, dude, it don't work that way. I'm like, now it's like one of those big hinge ones with the, it's an old cedar chest, and it's a real nice one. But anyway, I was like, oh, I could get some of these remade. I know somebody that would take money to build these. And I would just like, here you go, up front, here's the money, get it done. You still doing that, right?
Oh yeah, still got all my tools.
You got them set up? Any of them?
I have. It doesn't take long to set them up.
Man, I'll tell you what, you look at some of this furniture and you're like, yeah, I would like to make a replica for you. I'd like to make a replica for you and send it back to you. And you'd just be like, he'd be like, holy shit, he actually did that and didn't ask for no money and just got it done. It's something cool to do, right? To tell your brother you love him. You're not trying to be a prick by taking one of his favorite pieces. You just really wanted it your whole life. Anyway, back to weed. So yeah, I was putting that soil down, man. I was throwing soil on top of my mom and dad's grave. I'm like, oh man, I never would have thought about this as fertilizer before. And it's this black gold soil off the side of the house under some trees where my dad took the grass off and it had been breaking down for years. And I dug there to get a better drainage off the driveway. And I went, oh, look at this. I've been in the desert. This right here is black gold. So today I just took like a 3/4 of a 5-gallon bucket out there and sprinkled on top of the seeds. And like I've been watering it every day. So re-watered it. And I saw some grass seed finally coming up. And I'm like, yeah, this is fertilizer. I'll bring out some more tomorrow. I'll get this thing looking black. It won't be that clay color anymore. All because I started growing weed in California. And I grew up on a farm, but never thought about it. Sometimes you got to go to a dry place to learn how to get wet.
That is what she said.
I don't know about that, but I wasn't listening to her. Anyway.
Hey,
Cheers,
speaking of dry places, where's Green Fingers at? I was hoping he would be here so I could talk some shit about this hurricane that we didn't get.
That's funny. I had a guy in today telling me about how terrible the hurricane was in San Diego or some shit. And I'm like, really? And my buddy out there, he's like posting video of how it was just sprinkling. Like it wasn't even nothing.
Right.
Like, yeah, but in the bay they had like 100-some plus mile an hour wind or something. And I was like, oh, yeah, I didn't hear nothing about that.
Yeah, we didn't get shit here.
Wasn't shit. Yeah.
We didn't get shit. Like it wasn't even enough to blow the cat bed off the front porch.
That's funny. There's all kinds of warnings and shit. And like,
Oh, like Uber Eats and DoorDash and Grubhub and all those like delivery Instacart, like all the delivery things you can get nowadays, they were all shut down yesterday.
Just
Good.
off the report.
Here.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I think I got just over a quarter inch of rain here, and the highest wind we had here was like 17 miles an hour.
Sounds nice.
Yeah, that's normal out there.
Right, that's like an average summer storm.
Where's the storm at now? I haven't been following.
I don't know. It never got here. It missed here. I don't know where it went. I think it got lost or something.
Stopped at the border.
Still
Pretty
Baja.
much.
Hanging out in Baja.
Contraband at the border.
It got the
Well,
Baja.
I just got back from the mountains, and they're calling for like 10 inches of rain and fucking 80-mile-an-hour winds and all that. So I had to go check my trail cameras today because it's the last day I can go check them before deer season starts, because I don't want to be up there for 2 weeks, in that area. I want to, get all my scent, all my track, everything out of that area. So I'm not going back there till opening day. So I figured I'd go check my trail cameras today. And I was thinking that walking out through the mountains, out way off the beaten path where nobody's going, it's going to be fucked up. There's going to be trees down. There's going to be, parts of the trails washed away. I thought it'd be a fucking disaster. It was beautiful. Trails are nice and clear.
Nice. Hey,
yeah.
So Cal, there's two sides to that. What you said about the scent. If you were to live in a place like that, say that was your backyard and that's where you were going to hunt, but you want to bring the deer in more, the more time you spend there, the more chance they're going to walk by the place they always walk, because they know that smell ain't giving them no shit. So I mean, I've proved this to people. I was like with a buddy of mine, and I went right to the back field, and I put a 40-foot ladder up into the tree where I was going to deer hunt. And he's like, man, he said, they ain't coming back by here for a while now. He said, you put that deer stand up. I mean, you put that ladder up to your deer stand. I'm like, no.
Nah.
I said, I'm back here all the time.
See, my problem out here is, Rez, the problem here where I'm at, Rez, is that, you guys, anywhere else in the country, fuck, Stony Rockefeller, perfect example. Driving down the road and fucking totaled his new car on a deer.
Right.
You know what I mean? Out here, we have a 3% success rate for deer hunters. So,
I could take you on a drive right now and we'd see some.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like we can just go out and find a deer. You know what I mean?
Turkey, everything.
So, yeah, I mean, I've had trail cameras in the same area for 3 months, and I know for a fact that animals are coming there because it's the only water for like miles.
Oh, yeah.
It's a little what do they call them, like the bubblers or the artesian wells or whatever, like you'll see way out in the middle of cattle fields. So basically a concrete fire ring that's pumping water up out of the groundwater out of a spring somewhere.
It's a trough.
Yeah, exactly. But there's so many hikers and mountain bikers and bird watchers and shit in this area that it's so hard to hunt this area. So,
oh man, that deer's got his calendar on his side. He's like, all right, baby, we're getting ready to stay inside for a couple of days. The season's starting.
Right.
Trust me, I know they go into hiding. There's a meme out of it. I saw a meme yesterday. I was with what's that little kid? Well, he's not a kid. He's 20-some years old, isn't he? Istanbul or whatever his name is. He's walking through the woods on Instagram, and it says the way you walk, but everybody just heard you yell because you walked through a spider web on the way to your deer stand.
When I came to northern Michigan, I couldn't believe they hunted the fuckers because they were so plentiful. I mean, literally, you could sit on top of your house and literally throw rocks at them. There was no need for weapons. That's how plentiful they were. And even to that effect, I've got a buddy of mine. I talked to him earlier. Apparently, the secret is here in northern Michigan is to get a motorcycle put fucking music on it, LADs, and you can fucking take out as many deer as you want because he's been hit. He has been hit.
Hit by the
He
deer.
has deer.
Yep.
Four
Yeah,
times.
man.
4 times they've ran into the side of that bike.
I've been there.
Yes, this
I don't bike there.
Yeah.
loud noise and LADs, and they'll come sit in your lap.
Yeah.
Right.
They're just taking him out. This motherfucker just running across the field.
Hey,
Where
man.
is he? Driving down our.
I've seen
Well, you
it.
know what?
I saw a buck up on the side of a hill, probably 15 years ago, something like that. I come up over the hill. It was late at night. I left the bar, had a little too much to drink, and I was getting it. But I saw him, and I saw that flash of his eyes, and he looked right at me, and he ran straight into the Honda, man. It was like come down that hill, barge, and just wham, hit it, rolled off the side, other side of the road, got up and ran off.
Yeah, it's a whole different thing out here, man. It's a whole different thing out here. But what I was getting at before I started talking about killing deer and shit was that I really thought that there would be, because I've been looking around at this area up there really, really hard, to the point where I can tell you, like, I don't want to be near this tree because if the wind kicks up, this fucker will blow over or that branch is ready to fall, So I expected a whole shitload of, just down trees and destruction and ruts and mud puddles, and there was fucking nothing from this hurricane.
Good.
There was nothing.
Good.
So,
That means everybody's crops are still alive.
So
Right.
They
Back-
starved because
we did get some late summer rain out of it, but I went up there last week. I knew it was going to rain this week, so I went up there last week and just threw handfuls of seeds everywhere,
there you go.
all over the fucking place.
How's the I come around a corner coming back from the cemetery, and I got my windows down, man. It's that time of night. It's just getting to the place where it's still hot out here, right? But when you're driving, you finally get those places through the trees and the woods where it's cooler, even in the south where it's super humid. And I come around a corner, and I said, holy shit, that guy's smoking some good stuff. And I went, wait a second, that ain't burning weed. I said, oh, somebody's growing this freaking stinky dank right here along the road. I was like, oh, damn, I'm glad the Popos already got their windows, always got their windows up. Because they would, with their AC kicking, because on a night like this, oh, man, that shit was dank, man. The guy's got some dank growing back there.
Yeah, I took a bunch of seed with me, and
I'd
I'd find like a little fucking, it's like, oh, there's a nice little nook. I'd throw a handful in there. So there's probably 40, 50 handfuls up there somewhere.
a little late in the year, though.
So what?
That's true.
Who cares?
The deer will like that. The deer will like those seedlings.
Well, and the ones that get through, hopefully they'll go real short, quick, like grow up a little bit. All of a sudden they'll flip and pollinate that shit out of everything around them, and they'll fall over dead, and those seeds will go back into the ground, and come next rain, here we go.
Or the deer really likes that flavor and comes in and eats them, and you get to shoot them.
Right?
Nothing wrong with
At that point, though, are they considered an edible? Or, what's the law on that?
I don't know. The way Eagle was talking, I think I need some more topicals.
Well, the deer are so plentiful here. That's how I was cloning them for a while. That was the only true organic way to clone them, was to let the deer bite it off, and then you wrestle it from the deer before he eats
There
it,
you go.
and then you get your clone organic.
You kept getting all yours eaten by deer.
No, that was the only way to clone organically. Take clones right from the deer's mouth.
Oh, geez. Hey, that's a nice sharing deer.
Like
I figured I would
100%
have
success
it. You hiring deer? Shit, the deer work for you in Michigan? Oh, I'm coming to Michigan. It's like a farm. Hell.
Place.
I get the deer work for me. There's all kinds of deer in Michigan.
Dude, I gotta start so I found the business to fucking start. So you get somebody that knows the area really good and you go out there and you learn the area and you open a fucking hunting guide service. Dude, you make $1,200, $1,500, $1,800 a day.
Better, man. Yeah, man. Shave them ankles. Sorry, guys. My bad.
What'd you do? What'd you do?
There's a runner going by that
Is that Rez going all robot or is that just me?
It's Rez. He looks like a little bit like Wolverine in my screen right now. This guy got the side chops off rolls. Oh,
Oh,
Now he left. You guys are talking too much shit about him.
right. I haven't seen you in a while, Smiley. How's your situation going?
Good.
How you doing?
Doing well. I got the garden outside is kicking ass right now. Everything is kind of in stretch, looking all green and
Nice.
walking along. We've been pulling all kinds of fucking veggies out of there. My potatoes ain't quite ready yet, though. I don't know how everybody's harvesting theirs already, but mine weren't quite ready. But yeah, we got
Nice.
some tomatoes. Tomatoes are just smashing this year, man. Just totally rocking. Green beans too. We got bags and bags of green beans.
Nice.
So
Nice.
yeah, but
Yeah, I figured out I got to redo this whole situation for next summer. It didn't work out, so
yeah, and I'm just growing my head stash for indoors. So
there you go.
doing the earth boxes. I got all them rocking still.
Oh, nice. I got an earth box going in the greenhouse actually. Just gonna see how that does. So far, so good, but time will tell.
Yeah, they get a little small for a big plant. I find.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's still only about I don't even think it was like 1.5 cubic feet of soil. So like it's not what I mean. It's not a huge volume of soil either way around.
Right, but you don't have that huge volume of space that you can,
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. We'll see how they work out.
They do well. I've been running them for a few years. I like it.
Nice.
Yeah. The flavors come out really well on growing in that style. Anyway,
would you ever try cocoa in the earth box? Straight up cocoa.
just straight up cocoa, you'd have to feed something.
Yeah, why not? I mean, yeah.
You have to have some form of nutrient in there for them. Cocoa ain't gonna neither.
Yeah, of course you'd be feeding them in the water in the reservoir. Or
Do like you could do it that way and do like the A and B mix kind of thing. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I don't see why not. I guess I would more or less top water if I was going to do that.
So if I brought the earth boxes back full of a choice cocoa and handed you an A and B.
I'll run it side by side if you want to do that too.
What?
As long as I ain't got to check pH or EC, we're good.
I'll tell you a pH story. Here's a good pH story. I came to this town, so it's chlorinated water. I came back to where my mom and dad live, and I put the Dr. Earths on my brother's tomato plants and basil. And I went to water, and I said, I got the meter, man. It's in, so I'll check it. So I checked the water and it was like 9.2 or something like that. It was ridiculous. And I'm looking for my lighter walking around. So and I said, let me try something. I put my chlorinated filter, the one from Walmart, just the cheap one I was using on my camper. And I still had one that was brand new. And I put that thing I put it right on the tap, and I filled it up and checked it. Went right to perfect 7. I was thinking about it earlier. I'm like, damn, man, I ran that water through that filter, and it still smelled a little bit like chlorine, but it went right to 7 pH. Running it through that charcoal filter. So I was like, that's pretty interesting. That was 2 months ago when I got here. So it was like, tomato plant seems to be growing well, even if you don't take the chlorine out, as long as you're running through that filter and it gets 7.0. So, little tip, somebody might want to try it. Buy one of those filters, I think I'd rather try one of the Boogie Brews. I've heard a lot about those, but I haven't got to try one yet.
Brew?
Yeah,
Isn't that what it's called? Boogie Brew?
Boogie Brew guy.
Isn't that what the name of that filter is called? Boogie Brew?
Yeah, I gotta go, guys.
No, it's a filter. That's a tea.
Yeah,
Oh, wait a
Boogie
second.
the compost tea, but they sell a filter for it. And
they?
it's basically that RV filter that you run, Eagle.
That RV
That's
filter.
what I have, but I tell you what, they don't take. Go ahead. I interrupted you.
Well, I was just saying that RV filter, for as cheap as it is well worth the money. Well worth. So you can step it up a few bucks and get, like a super filter and be able to run full pressure. You know what I mean? No fucking wasting water, no nothing. And be able to water as fast as that hose can water if you're fucking in, soil, which was nice. I gotta admit, once I had the nice filter on that hose and shit, was just kind of like water. I'm like, that was some easy days. I'm not gonna fucking lie. Just come in there, literally. There was times where I couldn't even be there. Almost lost the garden. I had to go tell Lexi, all right, little pots, count to 5. Big pot. Count to fucking 30. These pots, just the same regiment. Take the hose in there. Count to fucking, it was too easy. At that point, it was like, how could you not fuck that up? So yeah, the soil and a good filter, that was, a nice combo. I'm not gonna lie. Why smiling? It was a good system.
Were you in a fluorinated area?
Oh no, I was on well.
Oh, that's even better.
Straight with the RV filter.
Yeah, so you're taking some of that. What was did you check the pH before you did use the filter?
I did more like an average to see. When I first moved in, kind of played with it a little bit, but then I just quit fucking with it. And there's once you fucking figure it out, it's pretty steady, couple drops, close enough. Then when I got into soil, I just quit giving a shit, period. It's close enough coming out. It was like 7.4 out of the hose, straight out of the hose.
Yeah, I'd be happy here. If this is where I was at and I found that again, it happens at another place, but once I leave here, when that thing went from 9.2 to putting the filter on and putting it right at 7, I'm like, I didn't even think about it then. I was like, it's got to be the carbon. And I was thinking about it as I was watering mom and dad's tonight, but I'm not getting there through the filters. There's 2 churches out there, and the one church has got a spigot. So I go out there and fill a 5-gallon jug up and my 2.5-gallon jug of to sprinkle it around with, and I just refill that up until I get 7 gallons or so on the 2 grave sites every day. But I wonder if that would help out there. That might even help out there, because that well doesn't even smell consistent. Because that church is only used like once a week. So interesting. good stuff. And once you get into soil, like you're saying, everything changes. Everything's changed. I've been growing in the desert just in house, and it's just like once you get back to the black stuff where you can, like I was saying, I put on it. I'm like, yeah, I could make this soil back here. Give me 5-gallon bucket, and all I would do to add to it would be coming back here would be like I want about a softball, maybe a half a softball size of peat or cocoa to mix with that soil, and then whatever fertilizer that one time, like Doctor's Earth in the mix, and then every 3 weeks hit it with that amount per gallon. Yeah, I grow amazing plants every time. Just add water.
Hey, I got to take off, guys. I got to go get shit done. Eagle, fuck you for having us. Smiley, it was good seeing you. Rez, good seeing you. Chat, can't see you, but good seeing you. Have a good night, guys.
Have a good night, brother.
Good night, SoCal.
That's a
Get
quick.
yourself a deer.
He's in and out tonight.
Let's see
So-
what we got here.
The other side of the water too is alkalinity, and that's more or less the resistance to changing pH of the water is my understanding of it. So like you can have a high pH, but sometimes if the alkalinity is low enough, that'll change really quick if you're adding something to it. But if the alkalinity is high, you're gonna have to add a lot of something to get that pH to move. So that's another side of like, I don't know, the water table or water being used or whatever.
Well, one thing I did learn about being on a well too, and that's you got to take in consideration rainfall. If you've
There
got
you go.
average year and shit, and everything stays pretty much the same. But last few years up here in northern Michigan, we have most certainly seen some highs and lows in that aquifer, and then when them things drop and fucking raise and lower, there's definitely different pH levels at them points. But
Yeah, for sure. That is a good point to take in. How much is the system getting replenished that year, and that's going to mean what are the other contaminants that are sitting in there is getting flushed out, and what's the mineral content, all kinds of stuff, right?
yeah, as far as like even that goes, at one point, Smiley, I believe we were talking a couple of weeks ago about like the infected farm. You know what I mean? And at one point, I wonder, look, worry at some point about, food being consumed after long-term farms. These aquifers that actually do sit after farms, under farms rather, and years of fucking shit being dumped in the soil, is that shit actually hitting the aquifers and being consumed? Is there forever chemicals being dumped into them soils that actually make
Absolutely.
it into?
We already know there is. They've already detected like trace amounts of glyphosate in all groundwater and water everywhere. Like it's everywhere for sure.
Well, we are going to Flint for a race, so we're going to Flint. Don't drink the water.
What do you mean? Don't take those cups that are roadside? Is that what you're telling me?
No, don't take it.
Slap them down. No! Take off running. Is that what you're telling me?
Some beer company out there be really smart to come in and say, "Hey, drink this during your race in Flint. At least you're getting something that's clean." It's probably Aquafina. They're the ones there, right? That's Nestle. Nestle's the one screwing Michigan in that area and taking the water out of the wells and redoing it. Sorry, Nestle. Not a fan of yours.
Yeah, there's one county up north that got like a freshwater spring and pumping, and it's already run creeks dry and shit. People are pissed.
I've watched it. I watched the documentary on it. I've watched those guys who've been there all the time. Like, they know what they're doing. These local boys, they're out there saying, look at this. Look at this. Oh, look at this. Look at this water level. Look at this. I was like, oh, this is interesting. Oh, and where's that? Oh, look right over top the hill right there. The knoll is the water plant sucking it out that the town made a contract with. Dumbass.
Yeah, it's a pretty shady deal, but
Well, towns could back out of it. The towns could find a way to back out of it. That's all they got to do. Towns got to say, no, we don't want the quick money. We want the water back to flush out our system and give it to our people or something.
yeah,
Stop pumping it out.
those are the deals with the devil that's already been made. You know, like it's like what?
Yeah, well, so we pray. We pray that new people come into those big corporations and say, you know what, we've been doing this wrong. We're going to stop. That also can happen. I believe it. I'm believing the change that way can happen too. I just don't want to look at the negative. I believe somebody at the big side could go, we're fucking up. Sorry, stockholders. We're taking it private again, and then shut it down and lock it out, whatever. You know, I think it could happen. I'm hopeful. How about that? I'm hopeful that somebody out there gets a heart and knows truth and finds truth and goes, oh, we can do this a different way. All right, let's do it better. You know, it's not about the money. I would, if I was a stockholder, I think that maybe that I would try to, I'd have to. You got to back out of those companies as a stockholder with the corporation, or the corporation has to make a move to get the company out of that position where somebody comes in and says, damn it, you know, I don't want this for my kids, and we've been doing it all for money. But that's changed. You stockholders, you got a percentage of want this and want that. We'll buy you back. We'll buy you out, whatever. We give you 2 for 1, and we'll take the loss. And it can happen. It happens. I've seen the stories happen. You just got to pray for that and hope for the best, right? Anyway, I hope so. Am I wrong? Am I wrong for wanting them to change and hoping the bigger guy can change instead of just having to fight the big guy all the time, and the big guy just say, I give, man.
Ryan's showing off a murder scene here. Like, what'd you do, man?
He's out in the forest. Holy shit.
Right?
Animal ground for you or what? Or is that a male? Don't look like a male.
No, it's a female, but I got crowded out in my little Hugo bed, so I'm moving around some shit.
Oh, you transplanted some big ones, huh?
Yep.
Oh, look at that. Rocking it up in Minnesota. Nice, man. Look at that. You got some trees. How big are those? 7 foot, 8?
I don't know. This one's not too terribly tall, but there's got a lot of colas on it. I had it bent over. It's part of my little pile of ones up here.
You walked up a hill, it's like it's everywhere, right? It is. I love it.
Yeah. They're looking nice though.
Yeah.
And don't be messing them up with that light now.
Like about week 3 in flower or something like that. Nice bud on. So
Beer's sticking up too, man.
Look at that, man. That thing's gonna fill in and fall over. Holy shit.
No, I've been clearing this all out here, so I can spread these ladies out a little bit more.
Do you really want to?
Oh yeah.
All right. What? But damn, we're at the end of. You really want to bend those over at the end of August in Minnesota?
grass is good. Okay. Hell yeah.
They'll turn up. Yeah.
All right. I know they'll turn up, but I'm just thinking, how much time you got left in the season? Do you want to put that stress on them so they have to, or do you just want to let them?
They can't handle the stress. They got to get out the kitchen.
All right. I'm just asking.
Different, in my opinion, than that branch being heavy and naturally falling, and the buds have to kind of compensate.
That's what I was thinking. Right? That way you just let her do her thing. But hey, man,
Well, no, it was way too crowded in here, and these ones weren't going to get enough light. I couldn't spread them out like I wanted to. And this big old gal needed some. She needed some air, and she's going to get stretched out.
So, do you think that is a thing there? I've kind of seen, or that's been my opinion, that if you don't get in there and kind of do a little bit of pruning, that like say if that center of the plant isn't getting enough light, that it will trick it into early flower because let's say 80% of the plant is got like a dark center because it isn't getting proper sunlight versus
A lot of the times, like even at the end of the year, these way small. If I leave them in here, these ones won't even have any bud on them. They'll just you'll never be able to take a clone off of them.
Yeah, they'll die.
No, this one I'm going to spread it out so these are all level.
Yeah, that'll be good.
And then you don't need to. Then I only just really take leaves, like anything facing inward or covering a bud site, and anything like big fan leaves or anything dead, and then I just fucking. Then you don't really need to lollipop them much because even the way ones in the inside there will be, canopy height kind of.
I like it. That's gonna be badass.
I think Eagle, it's both sides when you're talking about a plant growing on its own, because there's two sides of that story, right? As I would go by, it says be fruitful and multiply and subdue the earth. So what's good for a man is if he can make that plant produce more or something, he's subduing the plant and putting it into a cultivation mode where he's controlling it, right? Perfectly. Or you could let it go the other way and it all becomes that you're not producing. If you got enough in your garden, it all becomes fertilizer and turns back into mulch. So it's good both ways, right? However you want to do it, it can be good for the plant and good for the earth. In my opinion.
Yeah. I gotta jump out though, guys. Good catching up with all you guys. Appreciate
There's a few that are
Eagle.
all natural. Cheers, Smiley.
Yeah, cheers, man. Spread them out.
Yeah.
Good luck,
So,
Saturday.
yes,
There you go.
hand that plant over and make it get more light, and I think that's a good thing. But all that stuff, I've been
nails in here we got to get rid of too.
That compost, man, it's amazing, right? Compost is an amazing thing.
Christmas light nursery going on out down here.
You know what you always see in the ingredients, even from the one that I wouldn't use, but they have it. It's always what do they call it, forest product. And I'll say their name. I can't even think of it right now. Happy Frog. Who makes Happy Frog? Fox Farm, right? It says
That means
forest product. It says the same thing in that stuff I love now, the cocoa, the Super Gold. It says the same thing. It says like forest, right? I think that's the ingredients if anybody else got a bag out there. So anything time you're getting that compost, man, you get under them trees. You never live if you're in the mountains, in like as Mendo's dope sings. I love the beginning of that song when Frenchie's talking. So I was thinking about that coming home about what's your the other guy that comes on here. He's got a lot of knowledge. He's always talking shit about French. I watched that video. And I'm like, oh man, come on. I'm sorry. I had to bring it up, Eagle. I had to say something. I was like, Joe keeps saying something about that. And I'm like, French. I think Frenchie was a good guy. I never got to meet him though. Right.
I agree. Frenchie was a good guy. 100%. I guess,
Right.
yeah, we're all entitled to our all, you know what I mean? We all have our different.
Yeah. No, I give you props. I was thinking about that. I give you props on that because you just let it slide when he's talking about it, right? Because you like Joe too. You like Joe too. So it's like, but I was thinking about it. That's that black gold under them trees, right up in them mountains. Is all that soil black from them leaves and everything falling, right? Like Ryan's got under his feet there. It's decomposition over and over and over. Right. That's good. That's good fertilizer right there. So I mean, they all have it. all them soils will say it on it. That's the key ingredient in it. So if you're out there and you're a grower and you're wanting to know what your plant, just go to the, if you live in an area where you got trees and that what first 100 foot into the woods, find them trees, move them leaves away, and all kinds of black gold there. It's just laying there. It's been made over years. If you have that spot, you know, it's fertilizer. So it's like, I was thinking about that in the mountains. So I like that song.
Good song.
What was a rabbit trail? I don't know. Was it? I got off on a rabbit trail there. Now I only know where I was running. Crickets. I hear crickets. You hear my crickets?
Are those real crickets?
Yeah, man. Those are crickets, man. There's crickets. The cicada, no cicada tonight. Man, there's been so much. Oh, there goes one. There's been so many cicada out here. They just sing to you all night long. Just like, oh man, you walk out and there's always new skeletons everywhere. You don't get them in like that in California. Something else has already grabbed that skeleton up and ate the nutrition off it, right? The birds like, I got to get anything to eat out here. There's not much out in the desert. They eat the skeletons. You don't find that stuff. It's minerals, right? They're getting their minerals by eating the skeleton. But out here, every day. I love it, man. This is better than the desert.
To each their own. Some people love the desert. Come on now.
I loved it when I was there. I was okay with it, but man, finding walking outside and having grass under your feet and just being able to walk somewhere where you can say, I could put a shovel right here and I can find 2 inches of good topsoil. Oh, it's a blessing, man. It's a blessing. The desert, if the trucks don't keep running to the desert where I live, then people can't eat, man. Out here, holy shit, I can eat like crazy, man. There's cows everywhere. And as SoCal said, there's deer everywhere, like you have deer. So if the truck stopped running where you were at, you could find food, right? So, but in the desert, you can't find it. Nice place to visit, but you wouldn't want to live there if if the trucks weren't running. It'd be as bad as LA is right now. But I grew some good weed in the desert, man. I got lots of good seeds with me here in a state where they don't want you to grow them, that will eventually be in other states where they want you to grow them. So I'm happy about that. Yeah. Why did you have fake crickets playing? Is there a fake who out there is playing fake crickets? I want to know.
Same number 3. Yeah,
I'm playing with you.
Fucking judging this pre-roll. We're up to number 3. Well, that's what I'm smoking now. Brain. Playing again pre-roll. It doesn't say what it is. It just says mini blunder. Smells
Mini blunder.
Yeah, so it's kind of
Wait,
heavy.
so you don't get back the background on it like we give and everything?
I don't know. Smells pretty good. Tastes pretty good so far.
Did you look it up online, the name? See if anybody's got it registered and see what's in it?
I'm wondering if the blunder, because there's a blunder bust as well. I'm wondering if it isn't a strain, but more or less a joint style, maybe.
Okay.
So maybe
a blunder like a mess up.
yeah, it's almost like a blunt, but it's like an economy blunt, or maybe like, let's say that break blunt for that smoker that doesn't have the time to finish a whole blunt, so they just want a fresh half. So
I don't know, man. That thing there looks like they used the whole thing in the roller and twisted the ends up, took a little bit out. It came out really nice.
no, the filter's probably about that. There's a glass tip in there, probably.
I can't see it. As soon as you put it close, it goes clear.
Yeah, so there's like out of that joint, that much is filter.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
And it seems like I can't tell what type of filter it is. I'm hoping it's.
What's it smell like?
It's kind of got a floral taste to it.
Oh, you'll get OG. You get slow here on us. Heavy OG.
Nah, maybe.
That's but like Bubba floral.
Yeah, that'd be a good description, like a Bubba 98.
Yeah, Bubba's got that floor in.
I was hoping it looked like plastic, but I didn't want to say plastic. I'm hoping the other end of that. I'm hoping it's the other end of that is cardboard is what I'm like. Because if you look in there, you can see the filter changes a little bit after the. Yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping that tip isn't all.
Plastic.
Yeah.
No, you get. Oh, there you go. You're getting those phthalates, man. But Smiley brought up the stuff getting in the water from all the what's the name of that company? Oh, that big one with the big M. That's now the big B.
Oh, yeah.
What is it? Glyphosate, right? I didn't say that right.
Yeah.
Glyphosate.
The Phos chemicals, aren't they, for sure?
Yeah. Bayer. Owned by Bayer now. What makes your aspirin?
Oh, who does it? With it,
Monsanto. Yeah, Monsanto bought Bayer. Bayer bought Monsanto. So,
Ow.
interesting, right?
Bad.
Not a fan of yours either, guys. We're going after the big three tonight. Nestle, Monsanto, and whoever else. And the tax man. The damn tax man. Come on. It's more expensive to buy Jack Daniels in Tennessee, where it's in Tennessee than it is in California. Come on, tax man. Oh my word. It's crazy. I'm not promoting being a drunk, okay? So don't get that, you know. Some of you guys out there can't handle your liquor. Been there. But heavens, the tax man, Bear, you know, and whoever put the plastic in your damn joint. Get him a glass filter the next time.
Agree with
Make
that.
it law, right? There'd be a good law from Michigan. Make glass in the joint, nothing else.
You think
Who
so?
out there wouldn't pay an extra $1, right? Hey, Eagle, would you pay an extra $1 for the joint because it cost them more with glass than it did plastic?
Oh, I would prefer it. I don't know if I'd pay more, but it'd be you know what I mean? You put them side by side, same price. I'm going glass every time. This,
All right, but we're talking healthier, right?
oh yeah, it tastes better, a lot better. Glass is nice.
Yeah,
Glass, I would feel better about smoking that right down to the fucking weed was gone. Any other thing,
exactly.
it's like this, like man, I'm questioning it. She's suggesting that it's fucking maybe 3D printed filter. You know what I mean? Because it does. I don't want like divulge anything, but there is initials in here, so maybe the company had their own tip, maybe 3D printed. I don't know, but
Oh,
yeah.
dude. Oh, you know what I've been smoking? Some of those. I love those. They say no tobacco is good for you, right? But I only catch myself like once every 2 or 3 days taking a inhale off a cigar, right? I just take the aroma. But the wood tips, that would be a good thing for somebody to have, is cannabis flavored already. You know, like the wood tip is just that wood tip. That cedar or whatever they use doesn't give it a flavor. Whatever their hickory. Well, I don't know what they use for wood tips on swishers, but those things, I think that would be better, wouldn't it?
They on the vape pens there for a minute. They were doing wood tips.
Yeah. There's somebody out there in the see. There's the thing. You got somebody saying, "Don't cut that tree down," but he also don't want the plastic. All right, tree hugger, I love you, and I want to save the planet too. But which one do you want? Do you want the tree that's going to supply the safer wood tip, or do you want the plastic going? Which one do you want? Might not be able to get them both.
Well, that's gonna be one of those things. Is as we evolve as humans, and we're allowed to be released from the petro system. Plastic, I think, will be less and less of something that's being pushed on us, because this plastic and most plastics are a byproduct of gasoline or our oil consumption. So they have to
You know,
figure out a way to use the fucking polycarbons that they take out of the oil to make gasoline. So they've figured out a way to turn those into various plastics. So if we're not using gasoline like we used to, and we come to the point where we're like free energy and shit like that. Now we can go back to like fucking, you know what I mean, plant paper filters or whatever, because you know we're not.
you know, you, you know the thing. You know the thing about Jed Clampett, right? Jed Clampett sold the oil off to the oil company. But if Jed would have took that oil out and put it on his plants and not just drowned everything, those pools that they had would actually be good fertilizer. Crude oil is a fertilizer, just not in a swamp of it, right? We've done sucked all the stuff up that's on the surface and swampy. Now they're going deep. It's actually a fertilizer in its raw form. Black gold, right?
It don't taste good.
So I don't like the earth. I don't like. The only reason I don't like oil is not because the reason everybody else says not to like it. I don't like it because I don't like all the holes being dug in the earth. That's the only reason I don't like it. You know, I hope they find something else where it doesn't, involve that. But that's the only reason I don't like it. I see it as an injection, right? I see it as just keep digging holes in my body, putting new pits in my body because the earth is a body. That's the only reason I don't like it. But oil, from what I know, if you poured it on that, he had something to pour around them plants that was fresh crude, that wasn't refined, right? After we put it through the process, then plants would grow well. So two sides of every coin, right? That's a good conversation, man. This is a regular old rabbit hole, man.
Rabbit. So I guess all right. I am super curious on this chat. You guys, panel chat, future fucking listeners, comment section. So when we look back at like the episodes, obviously the panel shows have had different names, you know what I mean, throughout the years. But the rabbit hole, there was something different about it. It wasn't just the name. They were different eras, you know what I mean, different vibes. But what kind of like defined the rabbit hole area? Was it like, because there was cannabis talk, but then we kind of, so what do you think? What's the difference between, the rabbit hole, the wormhole, the weed nerd world?
The interesting thing about managing the way that managed, because you have a very cool temperament, right? You're a very wise man in the sense of even though Joe says what he says, you still love Joe, and even though you're the guy you're talking about, you love too, right? So you've incorporated those in all of them. I think the rabbit hole was always that, because I'll go off in a conversation, but it always comes back to, hey, what are you smoking there? What'd you just fire up? And then there's a conversation about that, right? The difference in a lot of those things is in your different interviews where you do the individual interview and then bring them in. Because when you do an individual interview, once that person's done it, they can jump in to whatever you've called it. And it was the rabbit hole, because it's the later sesh after that. That's what it always was. That's what it went to when you first started, when you first did it. I was here. You went from that and said, I want to extend it. We were all locked down. We were all home. And it went to just what anybody wanted to talk about, because it's just us hanging out, a bunch of people in a family room. And there's another guy walked in, and that guy walked out. One guy walked out for 10 minutes, took a piss, decided to jump, come back in, and one guy disappeared for half an hour. And was just in and out in the conversation. And sometimes a black box. And then the black box finally said, well, this. By the way, the guy's on Zoom. You don't even see his picture. He just finally jumped in, and then you let him speak.
At one point, there was, I think, some of the difference was panel size. Because in the beginning, we were only doing like 4 on average. Because I was like coming off the panel show thing, and I was pretty adamant that I was. If you look back at all them times, I'm like, I'm never doing it again. Never doing it again. I've kind of stayed true. I at least keep it to here. You know what I mean? I don't.
The difference about that panel show is that everybody you guys started with expected to be everybody locked in and doing all the Brady Bunch boxes. and then you decided, no, I'm backing out of this, and I'm going to do the thing after sub pass, because you were like, no, I can do this on my own, and I'm just going to go ahead and continue what he was doing in my form. That's what I saw from that. Was the end of 2019 when he passed in the beginning of 2020. And you could see you sitting back there in the octagon and everybody else talking on that panel. But then it would always finally come to Eagle, because Eagle was the adult in the room. Eagle was the senior guy in the room. Eagle was the elder in the room. And then you finally went, I'm going to keep going with Sub did. And then you started doing the interviews, and you're like, oh, I want to extend the interviews. Right. And then those guys would jump on. And then was it last week you said, well, there's a lot of people that just ain't around no more. Well, I don't know why they ain't around no more. Some of those guys still jump in. Red Setter Farms, it will always be in that chat sooner or later one of these weeks. And he's a busy guy, but he's still going to be there. Red's going to be there.
I tell you, as far as that goes, I'm honored that Red still comes and hangs.
Yeah.
That should mean, there's a lot of people that I met in the beginning and that says a lot. The ones that were there in the beginning and they still kind of continue to hang out now, kind of either tells me that, I'm doing something's kind of got to be right. Otherwise, the core wouldn't be there. But in the other end of that, we've come a long way. I used to go through these like nasty, vigorous, like quality control, if you will, like every 100 episodes, because as this goes on and starts building more and more, I look and start taking what is going to be left behind a little bit more seriously. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In aspects, I kind of like to take in consideration those who participate, what their feelings are too, because that's what makes it as tough as it is to contain the weed world. You know what I mean? It's hard to kind of guide it once you've just opened the door. You know what I mean? So and once you've opened the door and said no rules, now that you've tried to guide it a little bit, it's a little bit tougher. So I try to keep everybody's feelings considered, but in the same aspect, I have to be the one, because it is my channel and I'm the one that, I do have to, keep in mind what kind of legacy is being left behind. So it is somewhat of a double-edged sword for me, but I like to put all the cards on the table before I make any decisions. And as we come ever so close, and you guys see, I am fucking milking the fuck out of this 1,000 thing, man. Well, EP820.7 now, and in between all these solid numbers, there's been almost 10. You know what I mean? I haven't relied so much. That's the other thing too. One of the things I've got to, I very much appreciated the Weed Nerd World, but because of my crazy life lately, I got too dependent on the Weed Nerd World. You know what I mean? That just firing it up and it was gonna be there. And I just kind of feel like, I don't know, did I burn it out a little bit? Maybe for myself, other people, I don't, you know what I mean? So I kind of tried to slow it down a little bit to where okay, and now I'm just doing dedicated nights and, interviews the rest of the week, and tried not to rely.
Well, here's what
rely.
I've never given a suggestion, right? I've never given a suggestion, but I know what I like and I know what I've seen, right? When you come on and it's just you and some music, you can stick with that for a little while and let all of us know. I just ain't letting nobody in for the first 15 minutes. It's going to be me talking with some music. That's a great intro, right? It's what Sub did. He played the music and he just talked, right? As soon as it doesn't matter who it was me or anybody, you're cutting the music off and you're going to the show. And I like that, right? But you could just go ahead instead of say, I'm doing this and I want to talk. And it's kind of like a guy has it in his own show, and you're setting the stance for the night. You're setting the stance for what's going to go on that night. So, I mean, I like it. I like the intro where you're doing it. I'm like, damn, is he just blocking everybody out tonight? I'm not even trying to jump on. He's just talking and playing the music. Is everybody just not jumping on? Or is Eagle that said he's just taking the show tonight and it's just him and talking? And I'm good either way. Right. So I think there's a lot of people out there that probably like you talking and talking about whatever's going on and how you started it as the intro to any show, whether it's the one person or whether it's the Weed Nerd World. I think a lot of the old school nerds show up for is what you started it to honor was Sub, the music and talk. And then you bring everybody in. And then you could deny me. Dude, if I tried to log on and you didn't let me in, you could send me a text and say, you understand? I'd be like, yeah, I totally understand. So,
for sure. I kind of, that's a good answer. That was remember the tuck and roll days.
yeah.
No episode, no guest. Just fuck it. We're going to roll for as long as we can. And
somebody say something about a song, right? Somebody could say something about a song and you switch the music. Like, okay, don't really like this mood. Let's go to the next mood.
I've come to a lot of terms with a lot of shit lately, last year or so. I've grown, and that's the other thing too, I've talked about, is over the years, you guys got to know me pretty well. All them nights of coming on, showing up, and I feel like through the trials, tribulations, the nightly fucking visits and shit, you guys have gotten to know me pretty fucking well. But in the last year or so, I've really kind of fucking stepped back and grown a little bit as a person and kind of come full circle with a lot of bullshit that I had, very much struggled with throughout my life. And I actually hadn't really even realized, you know what I mean? We're all fucking as we tread through life, go through shit, and then we fucking pack it down. You know what I mean? And we push on, and because that's all we can do. But at some point, life comes back on you and says, "Hey, we didn't finish this."
Mm-hmm. I know perfectly.
Talk about this, and I've had a lot of that this last year, and I've come to terms with a lot of bullshit. And then there was the other aspect of like, the actual like doing my story and shit like that, you know. There's been sides of that to where, you know, because I have very much lived a pretty crazy life. You know, there's ups and downs, good sides, bad sides, you name it, but you know, none through it all. Weed has been there 100%. But I've been kind of afraid with that same aspect because I'm in kind of in that neutral position. I've been somewhat of afraid that if I did let it all roll, you know what I mean? Just all it all out, that maybe some opinions may change. You know what I mean? But in the end, I've realized that you can't change you, can't change your path. And just because you did that then doesn't necessarily mean that's the person you are. That's just a chapter or a lesson in life that you learned and kind of help mold you into who you are now. But that is no way a representation of, you know, who you
Right.
are.
No, if you've moved past that spot in your life and you've gone on to another place, and if it's better, if it's not better, then it's gotten worse. Then there's a problem still, right? But if you've moved on and you are happier, and everybody else around you is happier, and things are peaceful more around you, thumbs up, man. We all got to change. I will say this right now: the worst thing and the biggest fear, and I might have said it before, in my life was my mom dying. Mom died in January, and then losing my dad. And it's been the worst thing and probably one of the best things for me, because I've had to realize, damn, I know they're still here. And I got to be just as happy because I know they see me and they want me happy. And I'm like, oh shit, I can't be anything like I was before that would go against them, right? I just can't do it. So it's been a good thing and a bad thing, right? So we get, oh, hold on. I got a police officer I got to talk to.
Yeah. See ya. I'll be checking out, Rez. So have a good one. You just gotta let it roll. All right, we are coming up on that 11 o'clock hour, 11:50 or 10:55. How you doing there, Ryan? You still there? Quiet in the background, just ripping up them plants. I can't hear you, Rez, if you're talking to me. Still, goose egg.
I like using these are like marker flags. You can get them at Menards for just cheap. And then I just take the flag and I wrap it around and I put a bend in it. I use these as my hold downs.
Nice.
I don't know. It doesn't look.
Is it a heat issue? Why you prefer to just work at night?
Well, usually I just don't get shit done all the time, but for right now, or like when I'm doing compost, it's just because of the heat for the most part. For this shit, when you do shit like right at the end of the day, and you give it all night to like acclimate, it kind of it doesn't stress the plant out as much. Like when I'm transplanting, especially, like you transplant in the morning right away, and it's a long sunny day, the plant kind of looks like shit for a few days. Whereas this time, a lot of times, the next morning they'll just be perky as can be. But I don't know. See, I had to spread this one open. It's like fucking, I don't know, pretty wide now. I'm still gonna stake it down, but kind of tedious work.
way better yield like that myself. I'm with you.
I just had to see what this one looked like spread out.
Well, Mr. Ryan, it's time to get the fuck out, man. It's 11 o'clock, or 10:58 anyways.
Cheers.
Appreciate you popping in, man. Gardens
Yep,
look.
glad I could hop on for a minute. Take care.
Things are looking good, brother. Take care, brother. For the rest of you guys, thank you for tuning in on this Monday episode of the Weed Nerd World. Tune in probably, there may or may not. We'll probably sneak one in Thursday somehow, some way. It is Thursday. We'll see. We'll see what happens. For the rest of you guys, thank you very much for tuning in. Man, I appreciate you guys for following me and through this journey the last few years. It has most certainly had its ups and downs, and I'm sure in the future it will have its ups and downs as well. But nonetheless, one thing has remains the same. I do appreciate you guys, your time, your effort, your views, your thumbs up, all that good shit. Means a lot. You guys tuning in has been a lot of mental cushion, a lot of venting night after night, and I owe you guys a huge thank you for being here. That being said, do something nice for somebody. Random acts of kindness do save lives, and with that being said,